Hello everyone, today we'll be going through notes with you. So today we're going to talk about the classification of matter. First we're going to define matter. Matter is anything that has mass and volume. Another word or the definition for volume is that it takes up space, so pretty much everything is matter that we know. Matter can be classified into two major categories. You have pure substances and mixtures. So when we go through these notes, we just filled this box. We're going to be going to this box next with pure substances and then elements and compounds. Then we'll come back to the right-hand side with mixtures, homogeneous mixtures, heterogeneous mixtures. Okay. So now we're going to talk about pure substances. Pure substances are a type of matter with a fixed composition. Each piece, no matter what you're talking about, where you find it, all looks the same. Each piece has the same composition. It cannot be physically separated. They are identified as either an element or a compound. Here we have some examples of substances. Tin, sulfur, and diamond are all elements, whereas sugar, water, and baking soda are all compounds. Elements are the simplest form of matter. They have a definite set of properties. If all of the atoms in a substance have the same identity, that substance is an element. These are all found on the periodic table. Here we have some elements examples. There are two kinds. We have monoatomic elements and diatomic elements. Monoatomic are things like neon, where they're found alone. It's just one circle. Okay. Diatomic would be oxygen. They tend to bond to each other. Notice both of these have one color throughout just one thing. Compounds are two different elements that are chemically combined in a fixed proportion. Compounds typically look different from the elements that make them up. For example, water is made of two colorless gases to make a colorless liquid. A chemical formula shows how many atoms of each element are in a unit of a substance. So examples include carbon dioxide, there's one carbon, two oxygen atoms. Water, which is H2O, two hydrogens and one oxygen. Sodium chloride, one sodium, one chloride. Here are some examples and some particle diagrams for compounds. Examples include NaCl, sodium chloride, which is table salt, H2O, which is water, and these are all of the possible, there's more, possible combinations of different compounds. Notice each one has two or more different colored circles, and they are all connected like that. Okay. Now we're going to join to the right side of your note page. We have mixtures, which can be chemically separated or can be physically separated. A mixture is a material where each piece is a different substance. It contains two or more substances that can be easily separated by physical means. Mixtures are not chemically combined, so they're just kind of put together. First, we have homogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous mixtures are the same throughout. They're even throughout. You cannot tell the different pieces. Another name for a homogeneous mixture is a solution. So we have examples of salt water and iced tea. Kool-Aid is another example. Homo means same. So if you look at the glass of Kool-Aid, it's the same throughout. You can't pick out the pieces. Here's tea. You can't pick out the pieces of the tea. Heterogeneous mixtures are not uniform throughout. You can see the different parts. Heterogeneous mixtures are mixtures in which different materials can be distinguished easily. Examples include salad, oil and vinegar, tacos. You can pick apart each of the pieces. Here's the particle diagram for heterogeneous mixture. Notice you have one part up here that's all yellow and then another part down here. So they're separate. For part of your homework, you're going to go through and tell me whether things are pure substance or a mixture. And then if they're a pure substance, you need to separate them into element or compound. If they're a mixture, you separate them into homogeneous or heterogeneous. We're going to go through some examples today. First one is trail mix. So when you think about trail mix, you think it has pieces, different parts, so that's a mixture. And are the parts always the same? Every handful that you grab of trail mix is going to be different, so it's going to be heterogeneous. Next, we have pure water, pure being the key word. So that is going to be a pure substance. And water has two things in it, hydrogen and oxygen, so it is a compound. Next, we have sugar. Sugar is just sugar, a pure substance. It has three different elements. You can tell by the capital letters. So it is going to be a compound as well. Next, we have aluminum. Aluminum is a pure substance. It is found on the periodic table, so it is an element. Next, we have air. Air is a mixture of a bunch of different gases. But when you look at it, it looks the same, so it's going to be homogeneous. Next, we have carbon dioxide. We have two capital letters, and they're combined, okay? So it's going to be a pure substance, and since there are two capitals, it's going to be a compound. Next, you have seawater. So seawater is a mixture. There are different pieces to seawater. It looks the same throughout, so it's homogeneous. Next, you have gold. Gold is a pure substance. It is on the periodic table, so it is an element. Next, we have mouthwash. Mouthwash is a mixture. It is the same throughout, so it is homogeneous. Next, you have vegetable soup, that's supposed to say, which is a mixture. And it does not look the same throughout, so it is heterogeneous. That's all for today, guys. Remember, if you have questions about homework or this presentation, whatever you need, please email, private comments, hang me out. I'm here. Have a great day, and keep being awesome.